welcome back to another collector's discussion. Today we have Hot Toys Batman Justice League, the tactical suit version, 2.0 re-release, copy and paste, Control V, Control C, however you want to call it. It's been quite negative news lately regarding this figure, but it is a Batman figure and it is news. So I'm a Batman collector primarily, so I'm going to cover it and give my opinions on it. Is it the Batman I want? That's left to be seen later down the line of this video, but it has had its big part of controversy, I would say. But yeah, when it comes to regarding 2.0s, reissues, re-releases, especially from Hot Toys, because it seems like they're, in the past couple of years, they've been dishing out more and more, to the part of where it is getting a bit absurd. I like to go through what I call like the golden standard of like 3 points, to a reissue, 2.0, re-release, whatever you want to call it. Is it one worthy of being reissued, released? Have they changed problems, and have they made it unique for people to purchase it? And has this figure checked off those 3 points? That's to be seen now. So we might as well get into it. Again, if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you like and sub. As always, I'll pull the pictures up now and we'll get right into it. So we've got the photos here, and my overall initial opinions on just seeing like this here, it looks like they haven't really changed anything from the original one, and they're actually missing key components that the previous deluxe version had, and we'll get to that further down the line. But as you can see, the cape still looks just as shit as the other one. There's going to be that creasing and tearing problem on the suit like the other one had. So again, going to my personal checklist of reissues, they haven't updated it and fixed the problems. And going by, again, the face value look here, it doesn't look like they've changed anything and made it different enough for people to purchase this. And like I said, they've actually missed a key component. And again, I'll go down where they show all the listings. They've missed a very key component item that the previous figure had and this one doesn't. And like I said, this cape is terrible. This is probably one of the worst capes Hot Toys have done, and again, they've remade it again for this figure. Whoever was the R&D genius for the original version, who decided to put fake rubber, pleather, whatever this material is, and scrunch it up and put it at the back of the box. For people that don't know, majority of the Batmans have the cape attached, and it's got its own little compartment at the back of the clamshell. And it has basically a plastic bag on top that it tucks into. And whoever was the genius that thought, let's put fake leather, crappy rubber material in a humid paper bag for months and months and months in shipping containers. When collectors took it out, it stuck. It became this big sticky mess, and this looks like the exact same material used. So it looks like they haven't learnt from that mistake that they did with the previous one. Also, another problem, and I'll move my face cam here because it actually shows it on the promo pics here. This part on the shoulder here was a massive problem for the Batfleck figures. So the original BVS, the standard BVS, the armored ones, and all the Justice League ones had this problem where the suit here with the armpit is so thick and bulky that it's touching each other, right? And the material for long periods of time sticks and glues to each other. So you get the part here in the armpit that actually glues itself. So when you want to move the arm up, you've now torn the fabric here in the armpit area because it's that shit rubber material. And again, this looks pretty much identical. So again, going to my personal checklist of, is this worthy of a reissue? They haven't fixed previous issues. They've just restocked and reproduced old molds and thrown it out. So again, that's pretty disappointing in my opinion. Yeah, the paint apps look a bit better, but I can't really... It's kind of a back-end excuse, because it's like, no shit, the paint apps are going to be better than what it was 2018, 19 when the original one came out. It's not like they're going to go back and use those old paints for this figure. It's going to be updated. It's kind of like walking into a Disney movie expecting shit CGI. It's like, they're a multi-million-dollar company. You're going to expect updated stuff, and it's the same with this. So I don't get the praise of having updated paint apps when that should be a given when a company updates. But also here, this is a good thing here, the display base, it's nice, it's reused though, so again, it's not unique. This is actually a pretty annoying display base to have, because I had the original Justice League Deluxe, so the regular Batsuit. I sold it off because I thought the suit, in my opinion, looked like shit. It didn't look accurate to the movie, so I sold it. And personally, this looks a bit better than that one, but still, I'm not a personal fan of the DCEU or Snyder Cut, so bias aside, I'm just talking about the figure's appearance. This one looks better than the deluxe one, the regular suit, but this base is really, really annoying to fit in a detail for... Mod case you can get away with it, obviously, but it's so out of line now because the other Justice League display bases have the flying fox ramp, and now this one doesn't. And then that also adds another question: are they going to reissue all the other line, the rest of the line, which they probably will by this point? The gold does look a bit more stand out, which I have to look back because Snyder Cut didn't really have bright colors, so I have to go back and look if he had this bright gold for the suit, because Snyder doesn't really like bright colors, it's all muted. So I have to go back and look and see if that's accurate, because it doesn't look accurate at all from here, but I might be wrong. Again, the head sculpt looks nice. Another issue collectors had was this cowl piece, and again I had the Nightmare Batman and the Justice League regular suit, so they had this same problem too, where you can't move the cowl because this whole shoulder piece moves as well, and then it pops off if you're not careful. Again, it's a mess, so they should have at least fixed something here for the neck brace. Actually, here's a good example. This is inaccurate too. They still haven't fixed this, where then the cowl trim here goes over the bat symbol, and that's inaccurate on all the Ben Affleck suits they've made. And going by this one, they still haven't learnt from that mistake. The chest should be more pronounced, so the collar of the cowl misses the ears, but this looks like it's just going to straight overlap it. And again, they haven't learnt from that. Again, this cape is dog shit, one of the worst capes I've seen. The head sculpt looks fine. I don't really like the tactical look. It looks a lot like Night Owl from Watchmen, and I think that's where the jokes came along with the goggled Batman. It looks like Affleck, but again, I'm not a fan of this suit. The stubble looks a bit better. And obviously, I think they've done a bit better with the beauty spot / mole, or whatever you want to call it. For the earlier Batfleck figures, they kind of missed that. But it does look like the figure, but again, so did the original one. The original one looked like the movie suit. So it's like, is this really worthy of a reissue? This was also a scummy move to add this one, when the previous one, they kind of, again, done a scummy move where you had to get the regular suit to get this parademon gun. But now they're throwing it in this one. But they're throwing this in, but then haven't added something else that the previous one did have. And again, I'll get to that later down the line. But again, you can see here, this is overlapping the ears. And that's going to overlap this part. So you're not going to be able to see the chest symbol. The colors do look a bit more dry brushed here, but again, it looks a bit updated, but still, I think it's a bad timing for this to be made. Because also we've got to remember, Affleck is in Aquaman now, wearing a new Batman suit, and he's also in Flash with a new Batman suit. So this figure is going to be released, let's say next year, a year and a half time. Those two new movies are coming out, so are collectors even going to give a shit to collect this version of the suit? So it's like Hot Toys have kind of buried themselves, where they've done this way too early to reissue this, because again, we're getting two new Batman movies with Ben Affleck in two different suits. Who's going to want this outdated version when this movie itself is getting scrapped from continuity? It's not a canon movie. So we got the picture of the goggles down. Again, it looks nice. Functionality wise of posability, this is, again, you can't move it. It's just a nightmare to have pose like this. You're going to tear everything here on the arms. This is hideous. You're going to wreck all this too. Yeah, not really much positive when it comes to the actual figure. Because I personally think this would have been valid if they fixed the cape and if they fixed the material of the suit. If they were going to do this and reissue like this with those fixed problems, then yeah, go ahead, do it, because you're fixing actual previous problems. They haven't done it with this, so it's like, that's disappointing in my eyes. And also I want to add here, like, good luck trying to pose this figure on this base like this, because I've done the Predator, the old school Hot Toy Predator figures, and their display bases is like a balancing game. This is worse. This, the stand doesn't plug into the base properly, and because this figure is so top heavy, he leans forward, and the crotch grabber doesn't work properly. And also because of the suit here, it's exactly like the Spider-Man figures where the crotch grabber is actually tearing the suit up. So this looks nice, but it's damaging the figure because the stand is shit for this figure. So again, I think this is just a mess of a re-release because they haven't really thought about fixing problems, and I think that's the main issue I personally have. Regardless if I was going to get this or not, because I'm not going to get this. I don't have the original. I don't really have a connection to this character, so I'm not speaking upon buying it, but I'm talking more upon the actual, you know, how they make the figure and all that. And it is a problematic figure, so they should have fixed these problems. It looks good, but again, for me personally, I think they should have done 89, Keating's Batman for Batman Day, not this. The Keating Batman actually had big problems, and it's actually getting problems now where it's leaking, the rubber's all disintegrating, the coloring it's discoloring, it's legitimately rotting. They should have probably updated that, and I think a lot of people would have been more happier with that, because that is a problematic figure that needed an update. Something like this, yes, it has problems, the old one and this one will have problems, but one, you haven't fixed them at all. The problems aren't fixed by the looks of this, and you've reissued it way too early. When did the original one come out? 2018, 19? So that's 3 years. So is that the way Hot Toys are going to go now? You're going to have to, you've got that time span to sell your old one, because in 3 years time they'll remake it. Is that the way Hot Toys are going? If that's the case, then I see a lot of people checking out because there's no point having anything from them anymore if they're just going to keep recycling stuff. Me personally, I'm not a massive Hot Toy collector. I collect here and there. Like, the last 2 Hot Toy figures I've gotten is Pennywise and the DX19. That's the only thing I've gotten from Hot Toys for the past couple of years. So I'm not massively affected by them reissuing, because again, I'm not a hardcore collector for them. But I do hope companies like Queen and even J&D in the future see the kind of backlash Hot Toys are getting with these re-releases so quick, that they smarten up and kind of not follow in the footsteps. So far, as of right now, Queen look like they're doing stuff based on pre-orders. So whatever the pre-order number is, that's all they're making. They might make maybe an extra couple here and there, but if you haven't pre-ordered, you've basically missed out on it. And I think that's a much smarter move. J&D might even go that one step ahead and do that as well, but also number it, which I would, you know, that's my type of collecting. I'd rather that than buy this and then 2 years down the line they remake it with not real big changes, but it will devalue your one you have. Again, the poses are all nice. Again, good luck posing this, but like this, because you can't. Unless they've changed the suit, which doesn't look like they have. So what I'll do now is, that looks nice. I'll give him credit there, that looks nice, but is this a wired cape? Because I don't know if the previous one was. I know it was a big rubbery sticky mess, but was it wired? If they've added a wired cape for this, then okay, at least you can do a pose like this. Again, good luck posing and having this stand nice and even, because it's a mess to stand. So what I'll do now is I'll go all the way down to this, which this is all that it comes with. So what I'll do is I'll move myself here, and basically it comes with everything that the other one has, apart from the gun and the display base. They came from the regular suit, which is going to be interesting now. If they re-release the regular suit, these 2 accessories were part of that suit, so they're going to change the display base for that, or they're just going to remake these ones again for that figure, which again, that would be even more of a dumb decision on their part. Updated paint apps, again, that doesn't interest me at all, because it's like, again, that's a given, it should be updated. You shouldn't be going and using 2018 paint. So again, I don't get that advertisement there. It would be nice if at least some of these are die cast. These batarangs here, these, even the grapnel guns. I know the extension pieces are. It looks like you're actually missing some extension pieces. Okay, no, you got them there. But yeah, maybe die cast them. But the main thing that I was going to say here, and this is the main topic of my discussion for this reason of the video itself, is a lot of people are saying that this is good for new collectors. And I do kind of agree, where it's like, okay, now you've got a chance to get something, but you're still missing out, because this new figure does not come with this. Right? So if the narrative is Hot Toys cares about new collectors, they obviously don't, because you're not getting this. This is an exclusive from the old pack. If Hot Toys did care, why didn't they put this in? Because now it's like you're getting a cyborg that I think comes with the mother box. You've got Wonder Woman that has the mother box, and you got the old Batman that had the mother box. So now you're getting these reissues that are now missing these accessories. So it's like, what are you doing? Why aren't you adding this in? This is probably more of a key component than the display base. Like, do people really value this more than an actual plot point of the movie? This was a big point of the movie, is to have all 3 mother boxes. So if they reissue Wonder Woman, which they probably will, are we going to get a mother box for her or not? Because if we do, then it's like, well, then what happened to this version? If we don't, then it's like, well, then Cyborg's the only new figure that's going to have the mother box, right? So it's like, now we're going to miss 2 of them. So I don't know what's going on. Unless they do, they might actually, if they reissue the regular suit, they might throw this with the regular suit, which, fine, then that fills in the gap of the main problem here. I still think it's a dumb idea because they probably won't fix anything from that figure. The proportions were terrible in that. The extra pads that were stitched on were all uneven. They were all terrible. They probably won't fix that. Just like they haven't fixed this. But yeah, that's pretty much it with my semi-rant, I guess. Am I done with collecting Hot Toys? I've never called myself a true Hot Toy collector. I buy stuff here and there. To say that I'm fully invested into this one company, it's not me. I buy whatever I gravitate to, regardless of the company. So for Pennywise came out, for example, I hopped on and bought that. The DX19, I wanted to buy it because I didn't buy the previous Bale figures. But it's like, I don't really have a loyalty to a company, so I was never a quote-unquote true Hot Toy collector to begin with. But when it comes to Batman in particular, I don't think I would purchase a Batman figure from Hot Toys ever again. It's probably in art, most likely for me. And yeah, it is what it is at that point. Like, I've got some classic Hot Toys behind me that I think they will never be remade. And obviously I'm not going to sell them because I love them. But I don't think continuing forward I'm going to be as hyped to buy something from this company anymore. Just because the value's depleted. There's no real joy in buying something that is losing money as the years go by. And then to even rub more salt to the wound, they're remaking something but not fixing it. So that's just my opinion. But it is what it is. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.